This edition of Emerging Titans. We caught up with Priya Agarwal Hebbar of the Vedanta Group. She talks about the way ahead, the debt reduction plans, capex as well as EBITDA targets. Here's a slice of that exclusive chat.
Neither of us have ever been told or ever been in a platform where my father has said that we will be taking over the business. It's not something that our philosophy or our family believes in. This is something that one earns. This is something that this company is not just my father's. It's not just something that belongs to one individual. It belongs to the communities that we're present in. It belongs to the shareholders that, of course, are a large part of our company. It belongs to the government. It belongs to many, many different, our employees. So it belongs to many different people, and they are the ones who have to decide who they feel is right to lead the company. And it's a company that will be led by each and every individual at each and every different level. It's not about one person or two people.
Yeah, and as you said, it's about the ethos of the company, which is giving back to the community, which will stay true throughout whoever is the leadership there. But, just talking about the industry a bit here, because the two biggest disruptions which are happening right now globally is Gen AI, which of course brings us to the semiconductor, and the energy transition, whether it's through EVs and the kind of generation, etc. What's the implication of these on the mining industry? And how do you think India and Vedanta is placed for it?
So it's very, very interesting because, especially when we talk about the energy transition, the World Bank suggests we need 1.7 trillion US dollars in mining investment just for the energy transition to happen successfully. 1.7 trillion dollars. And this is because the entire energy transition, everything that we're going to build to make that happen, requires minerals, requires transition metals, requires critical minerals, which everybody is talking about. Vedanta 2.0 is a company that is committed purely to the energy transition, everything that we do. Our focus is transition future critical minerals. Our focus is energy, whether it's renewable energy or others, and whether it's technology. Everything that we do is going to be only focused on the energy transition, and we're going to do it in a way which is 100% future ready and sustainable. We have committed to doing everything with 100% renewable energy. 3 of our companies are looking at getting there within the next decade. 3 of our largest companies, whether it's Hindustan Zinc, Kane or Zinc International, all will be running purely on renewable energy within the next decade itself. So this is something that we're very, very committed towards. And even the S&P Global, they have rated Hindustan Zinc as the #1 mining company in the world in terms of sustainability, and Vedanta is rated #3. So this is a commitment, this is a passion, and the energy transition, whether it's the semiconductor, whether it's everything else that we're talking about, nothing is going to happen without the application of large amounts of minerals.
And I think the roadway to that is, of course, the 4 mineral blocks that you guys recently garnered in the critical mine segment. Is that something that you guys are actively bidding for or looking at making deeper inroads into?
Absolutely. We're focusing more and more on critical minerals. We're focusing more and more, like, with graphite, cobalt, and these are the minerals that are very, very much required for the energy transition. Of course, you can't do it without the base large metals like aluminium, zinc. All of these metals are very, very important. In fact, for India, just for domestic use, 75% of our zinc is used domestically because of the way our country is growing, the way our country is developing. If we want our infrastructure to be sustainable, we have to ensure that it's galvanized with zinc. So all of what we're doing is focused towards critical minerals of the future, and really we're also spending 50,000 crores on Serentica under Vedanta Inc. on developing renewable energy, 10,000 megawatts of renewable energy as a first phase. So all very, very future ready businesses going forward.
Very future ready. And correct me if I'm wrong, you're looking at what, doubling your zinc capacity, making your silver capacity 3x, ramping up aluminum very fast. Talk to me about the roadmap of all of this capacity expansion. You talked about 50,000 crores in Serentica itself. What about the others?
You've done very, very good research before coming here. We do have a vision of 2 million tons, so doubling our zinc capacity. We're already crossed 1 million a few years ago. We have 3 million tons of aluminium is our focus. We want to double our oil and gas production. We want to make sure that our silver should reach about 2,000 MT. We're already close to 800 KT. So I think overall, You know, where we, in terms of growth, in terms of the way we are setting ourselves up for the future, like we said a few years ago, that in the next 3 to 5 years we'll be a company with 10 billion EBITDA, and the way towards this really is everything that I've just mentioned. The DNA of Vedanta, the DNA of my father has been projects. You know, one of the big projects that I can talk about, one that I visited very recently, was Jharsuguda. When I went there, it was amazing. It was absolute barren land, you know, over a decade ago, and today it's the largest smelter in the world. 70 kilometers of aluminium pots, it's pot lines and aluminium smelting. It's amazing that, and the story behind it is how my father was sitting on a railway track with his very, very long-term companion, Siddiqui ji.
Okay.
They were both sitting on the railway track, and he said that, "Yahan pe ek din, one day I will build the largest aluminium smelter in the world." Nobody could believe him.
Yeah.
Everyone thought, you know, he's
It's
just
up in
talking,
the
it's up in
air.
the air, and today this is where it is. And in the pipeline, we have 50 more large projects which are being driven, and these will really ensure that we're heading towards the 10 billion EBITDA that we've spoken about.
So the other thing I wanted to discuss with you is the demerger, right? Because it was announced last year, and the timeline for it, if I have it right, was December 24, which is just around the corner. Any hiccups, any pushbacks from government or anything of that sort?
I think the demerger is well on its way. I think it's one of the best decisions the company has taken. We have assets, aluminium, zinc, silver, oil and gas, you know, copper, assets that each of them can become a Vedanta of its own. And I think it's time to let all of them fly. It's great for our shareholders. They get to choose pure play models of what they want to be a part of, what journey they want to be a part of. So something very, very exciting and very well on its track.
At Vedanta, because you do don the hat of the non-executive director there, there has been a lot of chat about bringing the debt down, and you've done quite a bit already there. But what about the way forward?
So actions speak louder than words. We're really walking the talk. In just 2 years, we've reduced our debt by close to $5 billion US dollars, and you know, we're very, very much on track to ensure we have spoken about reducing debt to close to zero, and that is the way we want to go, and we're very, very committed, and one may have seen it from the QIP to the bond refinancing to everything that we're doing is very, very focused to ensure we reduce the debt level at Vedanta.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.